All right, guys, welcome back to another Rolling Reflections where I look back on some of the rounds that I'm doing. All right, so we'll get straight into it. Here I am rolling with young Ali. I think Ali's a purple belt. He's come to us from ATT and he's a young MMA fighter. So they're always tough. They wrestle pretty well, pretty good in the clinch. Big, strong kid, about my weight, so it was good. And let's see what happens here. So I'm standing pretty square with him because I know he's going to shoot. I just tried to work a little Ouchigari to pull his head down there. So see what I did? I used a right leg trip there to try and pull his head down. Something I've been thinking about a lot more. He shoots in on the single here. Left belly whiz the stuff the head, reach for the ankle and start to go behind. I've really been thinking about head height in the wrestling situation lately. MMA guys have a habit sometimes of allowing you to throw hooks in when you get behind. Something I'm working with the MMA guys with a bit. They're used to just turning and getting up, but they leave openings for hooks. And then once you're on the back here, especially if you're in a fight, you know, even if the guy doesn't submit you, because it is hard to submit with the gloves on, you get stuck in this position. I can't remember what we're saying to each other here, but Ali's having a bit of a laugh. I'm not sure what I'm saying to him. So I'm just trying to set that strangle in and then see whether I can build from there, because I've taken away his primary defensive hand. So he wants to defend with his left hand, but I've taken that away with this control down there on his pinky knuckle. I don't have the longest arms, so when I'm attacking the back, I can't just set strangles like a longer arm guy can. I've got kind of short, stocky arms. I do wish I had longer arms for strangling, but I think the shorter, stocky arms are probably somewhat stronger. So, I don't know, you take the good with the bad, don't you? You know, it would suck, having short and stocky arms that are weak. That would suck. Okay, so what I'm setting up here is a Katagatame. You can see it already. So anytime someone wants to try and escape the back, they do open themselves up to the Katagatame. And I'm using this short variation here. Now, because he flattened out, I went back into the front Katagatame from mount. This is my favorite. And there's no reception there, Ali. Answering the phone there will not make any difference. See how I'm pushing my head into his? So him answering the phone, it's just not working. I make a little adjustment, and now I go. I'm pretty happy this time. So you can see there, I mustn't have been happy with my right arm position before. At this stage, I'm pretty happy. We'll see if he turns out, and then I'll go into my reverse side naked. Let's see. No, I'm going to get the tap. So once I dismount off into the side control, normally that means I'm pretty happy with it. So you'll notice there I had a little squeeze on him, and I wasn't happy with my right elbow position, so I readjusted and I went back. That's something to think about. If you're strangling someone and they're not tapping after 5 or 10 seconds, maybe things aren't right. Don't just keep squeezing away because you don't want to burn your arms out. So we're back in the wrestle here. And MMA guys will stand pretty straight up because they're used to standing in a striking position. On a side note, Ali has pockets in his shorts, which is quite unprofessional. Normally we don't allow people to train with pockets in their shorts, but he must have got away with it this particular day. He's a good kid. He's a good guy. Okay, so you can see how I'm trying to work on his head. Shoots in on the single again. So he gets a good shot in the single, but trying to finish it here. He went to go to the double out of the single, and I just hit him with a sprawl, and now I've got front headlock. So often I like to think of it like, if your defense is good, it's that old saying of you shoot, I score. And so Ali shot there, but I'm the one that's managed to punish him with it. So work on your single leg defense, work on your double leg defense, and have a very good front headlock. I can't say that enough. I let go of the anaconda, wasn't happy with that. Ali's got an underhook, so you see I'm going to take my left knee to his hip to try and pin him here, and I'm going to step over and mount him. So his underhook didn't stop that. So if I hadn't gone to his hip there, he would have dug out behind on his underhook and he could have wrestled out behind me. So now we settle into the mount position, and my whole thing here is just to get underneath elbows. He does a big bridge, but it's going to probably give me that long hook. So see how I put my right foot long here? I'm actually putting a bunch of weight with my hip into his shoulder, so he can't build up to his hands easily here. So he's stuck, and you can see I've got Katagatames on offer there if I decide to go underneath that arm. My right arm could go underneath here. We'll see if I choose to do that. I'm showing him that you can punch there just because he's an MMA guy. These type of positions are very dominant for punching in. On a side note, if you're ever in a fight or a street fight, don't punch the back of someone's skull with your hands. It's a perfect way to break your knuckles and your hands. That's just more of a sight. You see these fight videos on the internet where guys just bust their hands to pieces on people's head. All right, so here we go back into the Katagatame. I think I'm going to go with the short variation where I go to the wrist. We call it a reverse das. And that looks pretty good to me. I'm pushing with my shoulder, I'm pulling up with my right wrist, and it gets the tap. Again, I've got to give Gordon credit for that. He's the one that first introduced me to that technique, and he's very, very good at it. Very good at it. All right, off we go again. So you can see we're not really standing in a wrestling stance here. We're standing in probably more of what you call a judo stance. We're fairly upright with each other, or maybe just more of a 80cc stance where you're more upright. For the wrestlers watching, yes, bent over stance is good for defending your legs, but it does get exhausting over a long match. So I've got an underhook here. I'm trying to make use of a knee pick, and I managed to catch him there. That was quite good. If you go back and watch what I did there, I pulled with the underhook, and I pulled his weight onto his left leg, and as soon as I knew it was there, then I started to knee pick it. So I didn't pull it, let weight go on, and then let him push back off it. I pulled, so there was weight on that knee, and then went. Anyway, that's the end of the Ali round. Now we've got a young man we call Judo. I think I forget. No, his first name's Angus. We call him Judo because he'd done like a year of judo as a kid or something. So in our room, it doesn't take much to get yourself a nickname. So we call him Judo, and people that don't know, they're like, oh, this kid must be some prodigy. Look, his judo's okay, but he's still a kid. He's only about 18 years old, but he's doing well. Part of our sort of young team of up-and-coming guys. I tried to hit him a little diashi there, but I didn't keep enough weight through his head. I slipped off that collar tie. So see, I'm just cycling through things. It's like one thing, the next thing. I picked his knee there, so he went away, so the head came forward to the hip, so I pulled the head. It's just trying to harass him and just keep cycling to the next thing. Don't try and force any one thing. Now, we've forced him into, I used that little power sort of 3/4 Nelson to try and roll him through. There's something I've been working on. I think I'm going to set up a triangle, it looks like. He pummels his second arm in, back into the back take, back into the arm. Let's see here. I want to get a crossface so he can't come into me, but the scoop I've got on the leg there also makes it hard for him to come in. And I've put him into this scissor juji, where if you see my right shoelaces are going to be behind his head. I might even just go to shoulder senkaku. What's interesting about shoulder senkaku, when Gordon first see my feet under his head, stop him turning out there. He can't turn out because his head's blocked. When Gordon, here I'm scissoring my knees to get the tap there. When Gordon first brought the shoulder senkaku idea to John, John said, nah, it's no good, that won't work. And then over time, Gordon managed to show why it can work. So it just goes to show that sometimes we look at techniques as a coach and we go, oh, that won't work. And then over time we come around to it. I definitely have that with things all the time. The idea is to be open-minded enough that eventually you can come back to something. So I've been looking to try and get in a dogfight from the underhook situation here. So I just force him down to a dogfight and kind of climb on top of him there. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? I really, really, really like the mount position. See, I'm kicking his legs out because he wants to bridge and make big bridges. Everyone that does jiu-jitsu should have a strong mount. Katagatame. I mean, everyone's going to have a different style of jiu-jitsu, but mount, katagatames and back takes, yeah. See, I've gone to the reverse grip and I'm trying to sit behind him here, but that's very tight. He actually runs strangles so deep. So to tap him with that, it's got to be good. Yeah, that's what he said. He said that was tight. That was the reverse side naked, where we go into that reverse grip that goes under your armpit, down to your forearm, and I'm convinced that's the tightest variation of katagatame you can do. Again, pretty upright stance, trying to keep elbows in, pummeling for upper body dominance. We're just cruising. You can see with the stance I have that I am open to single legs the way we're going here, so he could always jump on the single. But if you've got very good single leg defense, their single leg shot starts to become a liability for them. So you can kind of give up your lead leg a little bit. Obviously, against an elite wrestler, you can't do that. They'll put you down more often than not. Just harassing him here, being a bit of a bastard, pulling on the head. We're both kind of spamming diashis there. But if you haven't got an ability to actually pull their upper body down, the diashi doesn't really work that well. All right, so here it looks like I'm going to try and slide him by, but I still can't get it right. It's such a timing-based technique. I understand all the technical components of it, and I'm still not happy with my slide by. And look, hopefully that gives you guys some sort of faith that, if you're not hitting moves, all of us, like I've been training for 20 years, I'm a good black belt, and there's still moves that I just get frustrated with. So it happens to all of us, guys. So don't be too hard on yourself. trying to punch the underhook from the outside there. He's doing a good job. Just kind of playing with the low head position. But that's why I'm pulling his head down so much. But I've got that underhook at a tight waist, and now this cross wrist. I actually really like this. I've been doing this a bit lately. See, I'm on that forearm. It's very difficult for him to do anything with that. He's got to be careful. I'm actually looking to put both his hands behind his back at that stage. And now I'm smothering him. I'm just being an asshole at this stage. There was no need for that. It's all good though. It's all, we're cool with all that. So I'm trying to set up an opposite triangle here, if you have a look. And he over-rotated, so we go to the back triangle. So understand the three triangles, the front triangle, the opposite triangle, and the back triangle, they all work together. Looks pretty good. If I get his elbow above his head, I think I can probably get it. Let's see. He's pretty skinny. Skinny guys are hard to strangle. I don't know if my left, see there's a bit of a gap with my left. I'd like my left calf to be in a bit of a better position there. I could probably be behind him a bit more. But the beauty of having the triangle and the arm bar is that if the triangle's not working, you can always work to the juji. So here I change it up. I'm going to go to some guard play. So that way we get to practice a different thing. He just goes straight on to an inversion. I think reverse de la Riva inversion is a good skill to have. And I'm going to try and stop him from getting away by grabbing the far leg. That's something Jason showed me, Jason Rao. Jason was a huge influence on my jiu-jitsu and the team's jiu-jitsu. I would say, really, if I had to say who's my coach, I'd say it's Jason. He's phenomenal. Check his stuff out if you get a chance. All right, here I am with Juicy. We call him Juicy because he claims that he's natty, but I've knee picked him straight away. That knee picker was working well this day. Have a look at this guy's arms if you can. He looks like a bodybuilder, and he claims he just has protein and creatine. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but maybe he's just a freak. I think he should have gone to bodybuilding instead of jiu-jitsu. Anyway, Juicy's a purple belt. Paulo is his name. Briones. Sauna's just trying to get on camera any chance he gets. Just trying to ruin everyone's day by getting in the way. Juicy's actually a tough round because he's quite strong. So anyone strong is hard. He's also basically got no neck. It's like his head is. Oh, sorry about the yawning. I've just had my lunch and it makes me a bit sleepy. His head is connected directly to his shoulders with no neck in between. So to strangle him on the back is actually quite difficult. We'll see if we get to that position. I actually find it hard to get under his neck. It's a bit like Galvao, where you saw Gordon on Galvao's back and it was hard for him to get under the neck because they're traps and everything's so big, and they're delts. Same sort of thing here. But I'm just hitting him with a little side smash pass here. When he turns in, I'm going to look to go half guard. Yep, near side underhook, half guard. So you see how it all sort of relates to each other. I went from that smash pass, passing to the right, to him turning back in. So I just take a half guard with a near side underhook on the left and just punch straight through the mount. And now I'm just trying to keep those big juicy arms up above his head. But strong, short arms can be hard to keep up in this chest wrap, in the single and double chest wrap. If you watch Gordon against Pedro Moreno, Gordon just mounted him for pretty much the whole match. But Pedro could make a powerful bridge and pull the elbows down. Watch, I'll just reboot half guard passing here. That time, because his elbow was inside and I couldn't get an underhook, I went to a crossface. But I cannot tell you guys enough, work on your half guard passing. He's trying to turn away and then turn back in. He's got a little plan here, but I just readjusted. Did you see my left hand? I readjusted the crossface there, so I've got a lot better pressure on it. I'm trying to lean my shoulder through his jaw, so his jaw's turned all the way over to the mat on the other side. I just chose to step out of his half guard there instead of going to mount, and then we'll mount him from there. It's an exhausting style of jiu-jitsu to be underneath this, and I know that just from being on the other end of Gordon, Giancarlo, Merigali. This marauding style of just pressure through the half guard over time, then mount and the arms above the head. It's so tough to deal with. It's so different to just double-seated, leg locking or something like that. It doesn't really exhaust you the same way and disproportionately exhaust you. See, I'm not working that hard here. I'm probably working, if we're going to say, I'm working at about a 30 and he's working at about a, 70. So I'm trying to deal with these arms. So you can see here, I've got the shot at the Katagatame. So you make people desperate in the mount, and they'll give you katagatames. I don't think I'm too happy with this. It looks like my shoulder's out of position. It also, I'm stuck between two strangles right now. I try to go back deep again, but you see he just tucks his chin. He's got no neck. But the key is to not get frustrated. You know they're working harder than you are. And the whole time your chest is on top of their face. So they're trying to turn their head and they're making a little bridge to make a bit of room, and it's just miserable. Especially in a training session deep where we are now. We're both sweaty, it's gross. It's funny how you watch it here, I'm all dry and clean and it looks gross, but when you're doing it, no one cares. You just grapple. So here I'm trying to put him belly down. Again, just such a strong neck and chin that it's so hard to get underneath this guy. And I'm trying to threaten him between the back take here and the mount. So he finally lets me get him belly down, but then turns back in. I've got a cross wrist on him as well. And now I look like my elbow's in a better spot. Let's see if I get something out of this. My elbow was in a better spot there, which is why I let go of the cross wrist. Yeah, that was good. Then the big delts work against him. Once you get it right, the katagatame, the big arms and delts work. Look at that. Are they natty arms? What do you guys think? I'll have to get a picture with his shirt off. It's ridiculous. So that was pretty cool there. If you go back and watch that, I snapped him by. I got that from Sajalayev, where he would push, you can get a pushback, and then you step like a bullfighter to the side and you snap them, they fall into the hole, and you kind of achieve a go behind without doing anything. It's cool. It's like a cheat code. If you can get straight to their back, it looks like he hasn't got a guard. He does have a guard. I'm just giving it a hard time, that's all. This, like I said, this marauding style is tough. The throat post there is good if they're trying to escape. If they're trying to escape the way he's doing by pushing on my knees, the throat post works pretty nice. See, I'm trying to pin his top shoulder there to bring him back into me. I'm always looking to get under an elbow. If you're in the mount, if you take something from this round, if you're in the mount and you can get under an elbow, put it above their head. It's just going to make them work. I'm trying to force a katagatame here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks all right. My head's got to go a little lower and connect my ear to his. And you can see how quickly he taps. There's two reasons why. One is the size of his arms and it pushes into the big neck. But two, we're now, 4 or 5 minutes into a pretty tough round. He tried to pull, I've just pushed him over. So you add someone's heart rate being up, their blood pressure's up, everything's elevated, their respiration, and then you put a good strangle on them, they'll tap a lot quicker than a guy who's fresh and early in the round. That's the end of the round with Juicy, and let me know in the comments if you think he's a natty. All right, here I am with young, his name's evading me. That's terrible, isn't it? He's a young blue belt. We gave him his blue belt, then he went and joined the Navy, and we haven't seen him for months and months and months, and he finally came back in, so I said, look, I think I owe you a round. So we played around. He hasn't trained a lot. Oh, geez, that's going to annoy me. Anyway, you guys don't care. Let's call him Navy Boy. I'm already under his neck here. This is not good. But you see my head's on the same side as the strangle, so I'm going to have to make a head pummel at some stage. He should not have been getting tapped by that. That was just headlock. That's just some big brother shit right there. Again, I'm bigger than him. I'm a black belt. I'm not doing anything to hurt him. We're just playing around. I threw him by off the underhook there and then went for a little knee slide. He tries to go into a roll into my knees, but I pummel to the outside as he does, and effectively just gives me side control. So I'm trying to set my crossface here. And when they do this turn in, see, he's turned his right arm in, so his arm's actually pinned here. This is horrible. It puts pressure through your shoulder. It puts pressure through the crossface. So yeah, he actually tapped. It's surprisingly strong. Try that with your buddy, where they turn in on you and you pin that top shoulder with the crossface and that quasi underhook. It's just miserable. So he's letting me win the underhook battle way too easily. Let's see what I do here with him. I'm matching him. So I just see how he went wide with his feet. I've just used that same knee pick as before. Go back and have a look at those knee picks. I studied a lot of Hassan Yazdani, who's kind of universally known as one of the best underhook guys around. And it's such a dominant way to grapple. And it's good for Jiu Jitsu. You finish in good positions. You finish with underhooks a lot of the time. That was a little high step pass I used on him just before. Here I'm just trying to pin him. I'm not just laying on him. I'm actually thinking about which part of his body to put weight into. So because he's trying to turn away from me, I'm trying to put weight into this near hip here and pull it back flat. So when I'm on top of someone, I'm always thinking about how can I pin them? How can I make them carry not just weight directly on me and squish them, but actually stop them from going the direction they want to go. So he was blocking me going over his shoulder, so I went in front of the face. And obviously we've got to, yeah, he's kind of just quitting at that stage. Off we go again for the young fella. Some tough training after being off with the Navy for months and months and months. That was pretty sloppy. I think I kicked him in the knee there. I was seeing if I could hit him with a little diashi. So a little knee reach there. He tries to shoot through a down block, which is not very clever, and I just go back on the knee pick. And then pass immediately, guys, when you hit the ground. Don't settle in and muck around. I'm going to use a near side underhook and then an overhook on the other side to body lock pass. That's actually a really, really strong pass. Even if we're similar size, I'm going to go to a triangle here, I think. Once you get that top side arm wrap and then you can pin this bottom arm, if they turn like that, they give a belly down back, which is terrible. Yeah, yeah, I didn't need to do that. I think we're just having a bit of fun. Like I said, we hadn't got to do a round since I gave him his blue belt because he left. There's me checking the timer. Probably tired. I'm an old man. Trying to keep up with the whippersnappers here. But yeah, see how I'm trying to just still do smooth. Even though I'm kind of beating him up a bit, I'm not really hurting him. We're kind of just playing here, and I'm not doing anything that could result in him getting hurt by me. I know it looks physical and rough, but I'm actually kind of trying to roll pretty smooth on him. Nothing spazzy, nothing that's going to be an elbow in the face or fall on his knee on the way down or anything crazy. That's how you get hurt by people. Okay, so he's going to go for the ends of the foam, which we've cleared that out. I go reverse side naked. So see that grip there? Highly recommend that grip if they turn whatsoever. I think we've got another minute or so with the young fella here. So I match head height. See, when I show just a pick at the knee, it takes his leg back. So I could have snapped him there into that hole. So just reaching for the knees makes a difference. So now he's not reacting to them because I wasn't doing anything. So now would be a good time for me to shoot. If I don't think I was shooting this day, but yeah, that would be a good time for me to shoot. Oh no, I'm trying to ankle pick him, it looks like, and he doesn't like that anymore. Straight on the outside of feet. If you can get on the outside of feet and you're not worried about them getting up, it's a very, very good way to pass the guard. So if you can dominate the wrestling, you don't have to worry about them getting up because you can always put them down again. So you got to think about what are complementary techniques for your game. If you know you can beat someone in wrestling, you can be a little more free-flowing with which guard passing you use. If you've got someone down and you can't afford for them to get up, you've got to stay on top of them. You've got to probably go through the half guard, or you've got to go into headquarters or something like that. Looks like I'm going to triangle him through his own arm. Shouldn't really work. Let's see what happens. I think it might be the end of the round and I just don't crank his neck here. Yeah. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.